Embracing, a personal, spiritual, and artistic manifesto of love, identity, and sexuality. Dedicated to Sabrina, transgender princess. You helped to free me from the tower's cell where I had too long languished in prison. In the beginning was existence, consciousness, and bliss. In the beginning was loneliness, the desire to create and express, and the need to share. In the beginning, there was only being, unbounded and undefined, replete and fulfilled, beyond any limit of conception, yet at the same time having the impulse to reach out and touch, to communicate, to explicate, and in that very act of explication, to step beyond all boundaries of what has been defined. This is a poor start. Language, while being the very essence of creation and the source of all the many wonders of art, science, and philosophy, is itself inadequate to the task. It is linear, dualistic, and conceptual by nature, and so can never hope to express what is non-linear, non-dual, and beyond conception. There is a beginning to every dialogue, a beginning and an end. And right there is the first handicap. There is no beginning. Outside of our limited perspective, which is couched within a singular, insular ignorance of individuality and differentiation, we experience time as a series of moments extending from the past to the future through the present. This is a fiction we have adopted for the sake of self-expression. Outside of our limited experience, all moment points of time are simultaneous. Every moment point is infinite and eternal, without dimension while containing all dimensions. All moment points are one universal moment point, infinitely pregnant with all possibilities. We have already wandered far afield from our opening line. This is the crux of the matter, the very purpose of communication as well as its failing. We must either cast our nets so wide that nothing is caught, or keep them folded in so fine as to be specific, while knowing that our very specificity renders our catch invalid. Everything said is an untruth. The far side of the period. What we are left with is a myth, a poem whose higher meaning must be inferred not from what is said, but from what remains unsaid. Every sentence, every statement is no more than a surface ripple on the vast unstated reality of existence. When we dwell upon the ripples, we lose sight of the entire pool. But when we focus on the entire pool, then we can say nothing specific about it, and the experience remains unexpressed. Therefore, in the beginning was existence, consciousness, and bliss. Existence is simply to be. There is either existence or non-existence, as the bard so questions so eloquently. Existence implies consciousness, as what can exist without awareness of that existence? And there must be consciousness for existence. The two are inseparable. Even apparent non-existence, if there is awareness of it, is not a true void, but more like the shadow cast by existence to define it in contrast. But pure existence is beyond definition. Pure existence simply is. And that isness is consciousness. Pure consciousness is awareness, without description, without defining, without conception. Pure consciousness is the nature of a light. and the light is bliss. It is the revelation of existence, a joy beyond joy, a love beyond love. This is the most primal state of being, existence, consciousness, and bliss. In the beginning was loneliness, but this was not the loneliness known by us. It is not loneliness at all, but a state for which there is no adequate word. The one exists beyond duality, and so beyond loneliness. Rather, this was a desire to create and share, a desire of self-expression. The very act of self-reflection and self-expression involves contrasting between self and other. Yet in this early stage of the game, self and the other are one. And in this recognition of unity, that recognition of selfhood within the other is the beginning of dualistic love. Love is the recognition of unity between beings. From love and in love was this entire universe born. In the beginning, which was no beginning, the one reached out to express existence, consciousness, and bliss. The one reached out to express itself. That very reaching out implies and the other, with some boundary, some interface, some scheme between them. But there is only the one. The evolution from one to one and other is an evolution of perspective. It is the creative act of proclamation by which this universe is born.